Hi, and welcome to my travel blog, Where to Next. Every month, I will take you on a virtual visit to a random destination. If you are ever in the area of one of the places I talk about, I hope you will take the time and explore and have as much fun learning about it in person as I did researching it. This month on Where to Next, we are headed to Burgess Hill. Burgess Hill is in the UK in the county of West Sussex. Enjoy the presentation!
If you're arriving by air, you can have the choice to arrive at London Heathrow Airport or London Gatwick. Either way, why not see the sights in London before heading off toward Burgess Hill in your rental car? Both airports have on-airport car hire companies such as Alamo, Avis, and Europcar. The drive from London to South Burgess Hill will take about 2 hours through beautiful countryside and villages. The drive from London Gatwick is only about 30 minutes, and there is direct rail to Burgess Hill from London Gatwick as well. Burgess Hill is in West Sussex, which is known as the sunniest county in the UK, has a temperate climate with mild winters and warm summers, influenced by its coastal location. While in Burgess Hill, you can have your choice of several different accommodations nearby, but a few choices are Ockenden Manor, the Birch Hotel, and the Hickstead Hotel. Ockenden Manor is a highly reviewed four-star hotel and spa. It is a fully refundable property costing about $566 Canadian per night. Breakfast is included with the room and parking is available on-site for free. There is an on-site restaurant, spa, and pool. The property does not have an elevator, but does have wheelchair-accessible common areas. This hotel is 5.32 kilometers from Burgess Hill and Cuckfield, Haywards Heath. The Birch Hotel in Haywards Heath is a well-reviewed 4.5-star hotel, which includes free parking for about $186 Canadian per night. English breakfast is available for about $20 per person. There are on-site restaurants and lounges. There are no elevators on this property, and it is recommended to contact the hotel for specific needs. This hotel is 4.45 kilometers from Burgess Hill in Haywards Heath. The Hickstead Hotel is 3.99 kilometers from Burgess Hill in Hickstead, Haywards Heath. Breakfast is available for about $25 Canadian per adult. There is a lounge and restaurant on site as well as free parking. This property does not have an elevator, and it is best to contact the hotel for specific requests regarding accessibility, though common areas are wheelchair accessible. An executive double room, which sleeps two, will cost about $158 per night. On to activities. Since I am a bit of a history nerd, I am going to direct you on 2 routes from Burgess Hill and back that will take in the sights of some old castles as well as a couple of stops at some family-friendly venues. On this route, you will pass by Bramber Castle, Arundel Castle, Amberley Museum, Bignor Roman Villa, Fisher's Farm Park, and Upper House and Gardens. This route is about a 2.5-hour trip, not including any stops you wish to make. Bramber Castle is an early Norman motte and bailey castle, which is basically a fortification with a tower on a mound, the motte, with a walled courtyard, the bailey. This was built in about 1075 and remained in ownership of the original family for over 250 years. It has commanding views over the River Adur. Arundel Castle was the seat of the Dukes of Norfolk and has been open to visitors for almost 200 years. It is one of the great treasure houses of England, containing paintings, tapestries, stained glass, and china, to name a few. Stroll through the tranquil grounds where you will discover inspiring gardens. The Amberley Museum at South Downs National Park is dedicated to recording the industrial heritage of the Southeast. It is home to traditional craftspeople, and most of the site, with the exception of some of the nature trails, is wheelchair accessible. Bignor Roman Villa is home to some of the finest in situ mosaics, with one of the longest mosaics in Britain on display at over 24 meters. Original floors date back to 350 AD. There is a tea room and picnic area with great views of the South Downs. The next stop is the family fun Fisher's Farm Park, which is an award-winning attraction ideal for kids aged 2 to 12, featuring a mix of farmyard fun and adventure play. Discover how farming has changed through the centuries and get up close and personal with lots of farm friends. The last stop before we head back to Burgess Hill is National Trust Upper House and Gardens, which was built in the 17th century and restored after a fire. This site offers elegant Georgian interiors as well as a grand tour collection. The servants' quarters exist as they did in the Victorian era. Wheelchairs are available at this site. Itinerary 2 will take you on a 3-hour tour to visit a few more castles and museums. First stop is Lewes Castle, a museum for which building began after 1066. This was intended to be Norman noble William de Warrant's stronghold in Sussex, but was not completed for 300 years. It is adjoined by the Museum of Sussex Archaeology, where you can observe artifacts from prehistoric to medieval Sussex and discover the story of Lewes with a model and a film. Pevensey Castle was a Roman Saxon shore fort with an oval-shaped castle within the walls. Parts of the towers, keep, and chapel remain. In addition, you may also see Elizabethan-era catapult balls and cannon. This site was also used as a coastal fortress during World War II. It has a dungeon which is open to visitors. There is a museum and activities for kids here as well. Hastings Castle was Britain's first Norman castle and was built by William the Conqueror in 1067. This particular construction represents a major shift in England's history with regards to politics and culture. It sits above the town of Hastings and is said to have the best views in all of Sussex.
Our last castle visit is Bodiam Castle, built in 1385 for defense and as a home. The exterior is almost entirely intact, and this site has a moat. This location offers views of the valley below from the towers. In addition to all of the sites mentioned, there are other attractions, such as the Ditchling Museum of Art and Craft showcasing works by local artists, and Brighton Toy and Model Museum, to name a couple. And don't forget about the Burgess Hill Local Theatre and Symphony Orchestra.
The links to all of these attractions can be found in my blog on blogger.com, the link to which can be found in the description for this video.
Visit my website if you want to book a trip or find out more information about my services. All of the links to my social media platforms can be found at the bottom of my website homepage. Visit me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. That's it for this month. Come visit me next month to find out where to next.